Good morning and afternoon, everyone. This is the Rooftop Sports, and here I am for Mariners baseball. And the Mariners are coming off of a huge victory yesterday against the Atlanta Braves, and let's hope the Mariners can do it again. And to help further support this channel, hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification. And also, another crazy thing is that I will actually be having a triple header. I will be doing the Mariners game, then I'll be doing my fantasy hockey lottery, and then I'm going to do most of all to close it out with the Seahawks versus the 49ers. How fitting would that be? And now, before we even get started, I already said it. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit that notification, and thank you to Fritz, one of the members of my channel, actually donating $2 to the channel. And the goal, of course, is going to be 50. Same thing applies for the Seahawks game. And also, if you are really hungry, head over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza or Snoqualmie Mexican Food Truck, North Bend Apollo, or North Bend there's a chicken place in Apollo chicken place in North Bend right next to Apollo. So head over to those if you want to get your full maximum eating experience, and all of them do delivery services. So go ahead and do that. So let's get this show on the road, and let's see what the Mariners starting lineup is for today. We've got Randy Arozarena, Cal Raleigh, Julio Rodriguez, Eugenio Suarez, Jorge Polanco, Josh Naylor, Mitch Garver, JP Crawford, and Victor Robles. Oh my gosh, I already hate this lineup already. Like, why Mitch Garver? Like, let's give Harry Ford a shot. Are they really trying? Do they really think that Mitch Garver and Harry Ford really make that much of a difference to win the game or not? I don't think it makes any kind of a difference. So I think you should just go with Harry Ford and give him a shot. And then the lineup for the Atlanta Braves will be Jurickson Profar, Matt Olson, Albies, Baldwin, Ha-Seong Kim, Michael Harris, Ronald Acuna Jr., who's been struggling this season with injuries, Ozuna, and Alvarez Jr. will be the guys today for the Atlanta Braves. For the pitching, it's going to be La Piedra, Luis Castillo, who's really got to get it going. He's 8-8 with a 3.94, very disappointing season so far, and Joey Wentz. He is 5-5 with a 5.12 ERA. So it looks like they changed up their starting pitcher, but either way, it should not make much of a difference at all, as the Mariners may be having a struggling game, but the Mariners are favored to actually win this series, but I don't know. I unfortunately have my doubts. And understandably, I may not have all the viewers that I want is because it's the NFL, but regardless, I will be doing the Seahawks game. And boy, my voice is going to get exhausted by the end of this day. I might have a voice that sounds exactly like this. It might sound exactly like that. Braves are in their normal home white uniforms. It's a beautiful sunny day in Atlanta. And they're showing the Mariners lineup, and I'm already disappointed in it. Cal Raleigh has 27 home runs on the road. So he does hit more home runs on the road than he does at home, as he hits 25 home runs in T-Mobile Park. Cal Raleigh yesterday hit his 52nd home run, and he is just 2 home runs away from tying the Major League record of most home runs by a switch hitter, and that was done by Mickey Mantle all the way back to the 50s to the 60s. And boy, what a long time it has been since the Mariners have made that kind of a record. And maybe, just maybe, Cal Raleigh could be on the way to maybe go for that switch hitter Major League record for most home runs as a switch hitter. And that is also owned by Mickey Mantle. The closest one I think that was to it was, it was definitely Eddie Murray. He was a 500 home run hitter, but then he just couldn't get it done in 97. But he had to hit like at least 30-something home runs, and that given that age, it was probably not that much possible. And now we're going to get Cal Raleigh, Randy Arozarena. Randy Arozarena is the leadoff hitter, which I heavily disagree with that decision. I don't like that they made him the starting pitcher. I just don't. Mariners hit 5 home runs yesterday. Mariners literally live and die by the home runs, unfortunately. And hopefully that things could be a little bit different. Joey Wentz, the starter, 5-5 with a 5.82. And somehow, I think the Mariners are still going to somehow make a way to make him into a Hall of Fame pitcher, since the Mariners not only live and die by home runs, but they do strike out quite a bit. Random news out there in Major League Baseball. Ryan Sloan had a procedure on his eye on Friday. He'll be down for 2 to 3 weeks, which will unfortunately end his season.
Do better today in front of home fans at Truist Park. Randy Arozarena will be the first nemesis for Joey Wentz on this Sunday early afternoon.
They're saying play ball.
No postseason this year. They are looking towards 2026, but still playing some better baseball and trying to.
Randy Arozarena is now up to the plate, and this first pitch will be brought to you by SeatGeek. And this is going up against the lefty. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be popped up first pitch, and that is going to be easily playable. Right fielder is there. Ronald Acuna Jr. makes the catch, and that's going to be one away. Joey Wentz, the starter. He has a fastball, a slider, curveball, cutter, and a changeup. And now here is Cal Raleigh up to the plate, the number 2 hitter, which I heavily disagree with. Now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. He's batting .242 with 52 home runs, 2 shy of hitting for the Major League record as a switch hitter. Mickey Mantle swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. Very lazy swing by Cal Raleigh. It was not a good swing at all. Now we're at 0-2 for Cal Raleigh. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball, easy play by the pitcher, tossed over to first, and that's going to be in time, and that's going to be 2 outs. And now it's going to be Julio Rodriguez. He is 2 shy of hitting his career high. He has 32 home runs as his career high. He is now at 30. Had 2 home runs yesterday, and looks like he's going to have to do it again today. And now here is the pitch, and that's going to be right in there for a strike. Julio Rodriguez is a .265 hitter. He has been red hot in the second half of the season. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, fouled back, and that's going to be strike 2. Already 2 strikes. We're at 0-2 right now.
Really impressive. 7th guy, 24 younger to have multiple.
Hey, how's it going, Sean Lee? And now we're at 0-2. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball. Looks like he got under it. And yes, he did. And he is going to make the catch. And that is going to retire the side. That was Jerickson Profar making the easy catch. And we will go into the bottom of the first. It's going to be Jerickson Profar, Matt Olson, and Ozzie Albies. And we'll be back after this timeout.
Senor,
tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thin crust.
On commercial break still so far. Bottom of the first. Here we go. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball.
He has been great against Atlanta. You're right about that. Some of those numbers go a bit ago.
That's going to be a fly ball, and that is fouled.
One thing that we've seen kind of come down a little bit this year with Luis Castillo is that velocity. And that velocity, it's important for it to be there, especially for that four-seam fastball that we'll see a lot at the top of the zone. And the two-seam.
And that's going to be popped up, and that should be playable. And now J.P. Crawford should be the no. It's going to be Julio, and he makes the catch, and that's going to be the first out of the inning.
Really jumped on that fastball. 38 average against it. But that four-seamer is still an effective pitch for him.
And now next up to the plate is going to be Matt Olson, who hit the home run yesterday. And now here's the pitch. And now it's going to be a foul ball. And that's the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And now the pitch. Way outside for a ball. And now the pitch.
Been very good at home. Try to find it still on the road.
Pretty much all of those guys in the rotation.
And the pitch.
It is a
And that's going to be up high for a ball.
good starting pitching, but this year's injuries it's not hurtful though.
I had the joke the other day. I mean, you think about the injuries to the Mariners rotation.
And now the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike three. Good inning so far for Luis Castillo.
up and over the barrel of Matt Olson. Again, it's really these pitches forcing these two-seamer Brandon totally with each other.
And that's going to be a foul ball. This is Ozzy Albies. And that's going to be strike one. Now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike two. As now we're at 0-2. And now here's the pitch. Way outside for a ball, and that is ball one.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear all about because he's got some pretty interesting.
Now we're at 1-2. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. As we're at 1-2 for Ozzy Albies. Now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. It stuck right through. And now Albies, well, he was looking for a double, but Randy Arozarena got there in time. So now we got a man on first base after getting two hitters out easily. Now all of a sudden we got one man on base. And now the next batter, it is going to be Baldwin up to the plate. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a swing and a miss, and that is strike one. As we're at 0-1 for Drake Baldwin, the catcher. And now here is the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike two. We're at 0-2 now for Baldwin. And right after this game, I'll be doing my fantasy hockey lottery. As we're at 0-2 for Baldwin. And the throw to first. And now he got him to be picked off. And now Naylor is just a matter of tagging him. And he gets him in good heads-up play by Luis Castillo to pick him off. And that is going to retire the side. We will be back after this timeout.
We're making half pineapple, half tiki tiki with barbecue chicken. You put the garlic. Put the pineapple on the whole pizza. Remember, they want half pineapple, and the one is going to be tiki tiki. Tiki tiki with pineapple, garlic, feta cheese, artichoke hearts, and the chicken. And we're gonna spread some barbecue on top. And it's ready. Put it on top, man. Let it run.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May. Ozzy Albies is now going to be on the mound.
So you, even though we won't talk about the kickoff right away, I want to talk about
And now here's Eugenio Suarez up to the plate. Now the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. And now we got 0-1 for Eugenio Suarez. Good vibes only. And now the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. That's going to be 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a strike, and that's going to be 1-2. And also, this game is actually on the Roku Sports channel. That's why it's not on Root Sports. As we're at 1-2 for Eugenio Suarez. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, and that's going to be 2-2. Now we're at 2-2, and now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball.
Even if you're not in a playoff push, I mean, there's things that you can take away that you can get better at this point in the season that maybe you wouldn't be able to work on or do if you were in those pressure games.
And now the pitch, and that's going to be up high for a ball. Now it's going to be a full count 3-2 for for Eugenio Suarez. Now the pitch. And now here's going to be a ground ball right to second base. Easy play. Go to first. And that's going to be in time. And that's going to be 1 out. And now next up to the plate is going to be Josh Naylor, who hit the huge home run yesterday, just like Eugenio Suarez did. It looks like we're going to need it again since Mariners literally live and die by the home run. And now the pitch. Way outside for a ball. Now we're at 1-0 for Polanco, and now the pitch. Way outside for a ball, and that's going to be 2-0. Now we're at 2-0. Now the pitch, and that's going to be missing it for a ball. And nice, good eye by Jorge Polanco. Now we're at 3-0 for Jorge Polanco. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. He really wanted that walk, didn't he? And now that's going to be 3-1. And now we're at 3-1 for Polanco. The pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. I cannot believe he chased for that one. Now it's going to be 3-2. And now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and unbelievable. Jorge Polanco he struck out on a 3-0 count, and 2 of those pitches he shouldn't have swung at. And now that's going to be 2 outs in this inning already. Now here's Josh Naylor, who is batting .280 with 17 home runs and 76 RBIs. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. And now it's 0-1 the count. And now here's the pitch. And check swing. Did he go? He did not go. Now it's 1-1 the count on Josh Naylor. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. And now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. Mariners are struggling to get going on offense. I believe they have no hits today, it looks like. Yeah, there is absolutely no hits. It's been 1, 2, 3. And this one looks like it's doomed to be another 1, 2, 3. And now we are at 2-2. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a ball, 3-2. Also, I've reached another milestone today. I am now at 60 shows for today for the Mariners season. Yeah, with only like 20 games left, I'm not going to get 100, unlikely. And now here's the pitch. And now here's going to be a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit. And Josh Naylor becomes the first Mariner to get the base hit. And now with a 2-out single. And now it's going to be Mitch Garver up to the plate. And assuming so, he's probably going to go for a home run. My 61st show is projected to be on Tuesday or Thursday. I have 7 viewers. And now here is Mitch Garver up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. It gets away. And Josh Naylor gets to second base with another stolen base. And that he is still perfect on stolen base attempts. Josh Naylor seems to be a very smart guy when it comes to stolen base situations. As now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. And now we got 2-0. And now here's the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted the deep center field. That should be enough. And that is going to be, he's going to drop the ball. He drops the ball. And the Mariners are going to score and get on the board. And I wonder if that's going to be an error. And now the third base, and that is not in time. Mitch Garver gets the third base. Now the question is was that an error or was that more of a triple? And that is actually considered a triple. So Mitch Garver gets that RBI. Mariners get on the board to make it 1-0. And a nice hit by Mitch Garver. And it was badly timed field by Atlanta. He almost had it. I thought he caught it for a moment, but then he dropped it. And now it's good to see that the Mariners now have taken a 1-0 lead. And I kind of had a feeling that Mitch Garver was going to hit something like that. But now he gets that RBI, something that was really needed. And now we got J.P. Crawford up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that is right going to be in there for a strike. Yep, Mitch Garver with a triple, not a typo. That's what Ryan Divish said on Twitter X. Now we're at 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a ground ball and fouled. Now we're at 0-2. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a low. That ball gets away, but Mitch Garver's not going to bother for it. He doesn't have the speed to cover that. That was his first triple since May 11th of 2019, believe it or not, for Mitch Garver. As we're at 1-2. And now the 1-2. And that's low for a ball that nearly got away once again. Atlanta's now showing their struggles in the top of the second. And it's good that the Mariners were able to do it with 2 outs as well. Now we're at 2-2. JP Crawford's on a 2-2 count. And now the pitch. So Ha-Seong Kim can speak Spanish. I didn't know that too. I am vaguely trilingual. I can speak some Korean. I can speak some Spanish. And of course, I speak English, obviously. And now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. Now there's going to be a ground ball, easy play for Matt Olson. Goes over the first, and that's going to be in time. But the Mariners do come up with a run to lead it 1-0 on a thanks in part to an RBI triple by Mitch Garver.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
Yep, join that YouTube membership for just $5 a month. You get your fantasy football accesses, which I'll be talking about every single week, along with some other fantasy sports, and even I have softball vlogging as well. Kevin Kirby, I think it's funny when people get on Randy for missing easy catch. Look at Harris. Okay, first off, that was a really tough. First, you couldn't really. The ball was kind of lost in the air. And also, it was a really tough angle to catch that. Randy Arozarena misses on routine. He doesn't even hustle. Come on, Kevin Kirby. Where are you at, man? Now here's the pitch, and that's going to be popped up into left field, but that may be trouble, and that is going to be a foul ball. Couldn't really fault them for the quote. They tried what they could. That was just a really tough angle. Randy Arozarena had to start, and he had to make a lot of cover for that. So it was very unlikely he was going to catch that unless he was willing to sacrifice his body, which I don't think he really does. As we're at 0-1 for Baldwin, and we're in the bottom of the second inning. In about less than 3 hours, I will be doing my fantasy hockey lottery. Now here's Drake Baldwin. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. As we're at 1-2 for Baldwin. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up into left field. And this time, do they have it? Arozarena is there, and he makes the catch. And that is going to be 1 out. In about 30 minutes, we have NFL games going to be happening. Ha-Seong Kim is now part of the Atlanta Braves. He was recently waived. He was waived by the Tampa Bay Rays after he signed a 1-year, $15 million contract. And now Ha-Seong Kim batting .232 with 3 home runs and 9 RBIs. And now the pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. Definitely want to check out Ha-Seong Kim's number and see how he's been doing since joining the Atlanta Braves. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. Looks like Ha-Seong Kim's about to be a father. Congratulations to him. And yeah. And yeah, South Korea, they definitely need all the birthing they can get. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. As we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2 for Ha-Seong Kim. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled again. Now we're at 1-2, and now the pitch. And now that's going to be a bloop, and that might drop. Nope, that's going to be Victor Robles making that catch, and that's going to be 2 outs. At 12:15, I will be doing the fantasy hockey lottery. Basically, as soon as this Mariners game is over, I will be doing the hockey lottery. And the crazy thing is, I may not even have time to eat at all. And not only that, I'm going to be doing the Seahawks game. Then I got to do a softball practice, and then I'm going to do, and that's going to be a strike to Michael Harris. Then I got to show someone a rental property. The day just will not stop today, which is a good thing, as we're at 0-1 for Harris. And now here is the pitch, swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 2. Seahawks game I'm really excited about. I don't really necessarily, I mean, I would love to see the Seahawks have a good season, but I don't know if they will. But either way, I'm going to have fun just doing it. It's all about the experience and connecting with Seahawks fans. And now here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes for Harris. Dan Wilson being shown. And now here's the 1-2 pitch. Low for a ball, and that is going to be 2-2. It's very interesting crossover of what they're doing for Roku Sports. They're having a Mariners color commentator and a Braves play-by-play. So imagine if the Mariners and the Yankees were together. I got to tell Jay Charden Podcast that. I'm going to text it to him right now. It's the Roku game with the clash of... And now we're at 2-2, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3, and that will retire the side. We'll be going into the next inning, and there is a 1-0 game. And also for anyone that's going to be with me for the football game for the Seahawks, I will also be doing Retro Bowl for the season. I'll be streaming that on halftime shows because I need something to occupy my time throughout halftime. So it's going to be a really fun season. I'll be doing quite a bit of Seahawks games this season too. I mean, I'll at least try, at least until Special Olympics basketball. And then that's where I'm going to have to take a step back from the Seahawks and focus on Special Olympics basketball because one of my best friends is on that team and I'm going to help him out. Looking at next week, I'm also poised for another doubleheader. It will literally be back to back. It'll be Seattle Seahawks at the Pittsburgh Steelers and Seattle Mariners versus the Los Angeles Angels on that Sunday. And then the 21st, I'm going to be doing, and we are back from the break. Oh, yeah, Victor Robles, they're showing him that he threw the bat after he got hit, and that got him suspended. I would be too. And now here's the pitch to Robles, and that's going to be popped up and fouled. But regardless, it was one of those things where you really had to restrain yourself from that. I know it was frustrating, but still. Now it's going to be 0-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a liner. And that is going to be a base hit for Victor Robles. That is what he does best in getting those quick base hits. And now that's going to be man on first base. He does bring in the energy, just like what Angie Mentic says, which he is actually right. And now we're at 1-0. Man on first. What am I even saying? It's 1-0. And now here's the pitch. Low for a ball. Victor Robles on first base. Well, we got Randy Arozarena at the plate. So this is a very opportunistic inning for the Mariners. See if we can get some offense going. Now we're at 1-0 for Randy Arozarena. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. And that's going to be 1-1. And now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And now it's going to be 2-1 for Randy Arozarena. And now the 2-1 pitch. And that is low for a ball. And now we're at 3-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be just in there for a strike. It was outside the strike zone, but I guess they were sold on the frame. The umpire was sold on the frame job. Now we're at 3-2. And the throw back to first, and that's going to be not in time. Just trying to keep Victor Robles there. Ha-Seong Kim has been batting .333, so he's been off to a good start with the Atlanta Braves. So we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. And he goes for second base, and Victor Robles gets there. Nice stolen base by Victor Robles. Had a really good jump. And by the way, it didn't even matter because Randy Arozarena gets on base with a walk. And now it's going to be up to Cal Raleigh. And Cal Raleigh, I know you're tempted to go for 53, but I don't think you need a home run yet. I mean, if you do, you do. But in this situation, maybe just go for like some kind of a line drive base hit, knowing you. This would have been better if Julio Rodriguez was up to the plate, because if you had 1 and 2, and with Julio's single and with Victor Robles' feet, that can easily get him home. But Cal Raleigh is more of a live and die by home run.
I would agree with you. They just hold it in really nice.
Now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And the runner, does runner go on that one? No, I don't think anyone does, but the catcher looked really alert. And that's going to be 1-0 count. Cal Raleigh batting .241 with 52 home runs and 110 RBIs. And now here is the pitch. Low for a ball, and that is 2-0. Now we're at 2-0. And now here is the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike one. He was really going for that, but again, Cal Raleigh doesn't have to. Even if he just hits a single, that will easily get in the run. Cal Raleigh's now third in RBI behind Kyle Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber's just been on fire. This is pretty much the race to 60 at this point between Kyle Schwarber and Cal Raleigh. Not saying this is like 1998 or 2001, but this has also been a pretty good year for watching home runs, as we're at 2-1 for the big dumper Cal Raleigh. And now here's the 2-1 pitch. Now here's a fly ball to left field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit, and that should be scoring in. No, it will not score Victor Robles, because he thought that it was going to be caught for a moment, but now we have the bases loaded with nobody out, and what can possibly go wrong? All I'm saying, Julio, he does not have to hit a home run. I would think that he's going to try, and at least try. Worst case scenario, you would hope that it will bring in Victor Robles, but I'd rather just rack up some runs. So try to go for like some kind of a single. You don't necessarily need a home run. Let it come to you first. Now we're at Julio Rodriguez, who is 0 for 1, and now here's the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. Got off of the glove. That should bring in at least 2 runs. Victor Robles has scored, and that has also scored Randy Arozarena. Here comes Cal Raleigh, and the throw to the plate is not in time, and that's going to be 3 runs in by Julio Rodriguez, and the Mariners now lead at 4-0. And I think that is going to be credited as a double. It might be an error, but we're going to see what it was. Still looking to see what exactly it was, but that was a nice hit by Julio. Granted that the third baseman couldn't make it, so it was considered a double. It actually didn't go off of the glove. It actually went right through him. It went right through the third baseman, and Cal Raleigh was able to score all the way from first base because the outfield could not. Jurickson Profar was kind of had a long ways to go because he thought that play was going to be made, but it looks like it wasn't after all. Now we got good vibes only. Eugenio Suarez. Now here's the pitch, and the runner goes in the throw to third, and that's going to be not in time. And Julio Rodriguez gets there for another stolen base, and he's getting close to that 30-30 club. It looks like the Mariners are actually listening to me. Mariners are listening to me. I told them that they don't need to hit home runs. Didn't need to live and die. I'd rather see this than home runs sometimes. Rather just keep grinding them through. And now we got 1-0 for Suarez. Now the pitch. And now it's going to be a foul ball. And that looked good for just a moment. But that was way foul. Now we're at 1-1. for Eugenio Suarez. And now the pitch, way outside for a ball. That's going to be 2-1. Yeah, Mariners definitely caught a break on that one. And now we're at 2-1 for good vibes only Gino Suarez. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. That was his pitch right there. It's going to be 2-2 for Eugenio Suarez. Got Jorge Polanco on deck, so there's still time for the Mariners to still get some runs in there. But they got to keep it up. Because Atlanta's offense is still very capable of making a comeback. And we're at 2-2 for Suarez. And now here's the pitch. And that is going to be strike 3 called. That was pretty much right down the middle. And now that's going to be 1 out. Can Jorge Polanco bunt on this one? I don't want to leave Julio Rodriguez just wasted at third base. And now here is Jorge Polanco, the pitch. And now here's going to be a liner to left field and fouled. It's going to be 0-1 for Jorge Polanco. And now the pitch, low for a ball.
I think that when you look at the American League particularly, there really is no clear front runner. Nationally, it's a little bit different story, but
We're at 1-1 for Polo. And now the pitch, way outside for a ball, and that's going to be 2-1 for Jorge Polanco, who, by the way, struck out off of a 3-0 count, which was actually really just embarrassing to watch. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 2. Now we're at 2-2 for Jorge Polanco. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball belted to deep left field. And that is gone. That just leaves the yard in a hurry. And that is a 2-run home run for Jorge Polanco. Mariners now take the lead to make it 6-0. And that is Jorge Polanco's 24th home run of the season. And aside from the fact that his batting average is still below 260, he is actually having a good season so far for the Mariners. Much better than last year. And it's good to see that the Mariners are making it a 6-0 lead. But the question is, can they keep up? Let's hope that they do so. Big inning for the Mariners. Mike Cameron is there, so maybe the Mike Cameron magic can work. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted to deep right field. And that is gone. Back-to-back home runs by the Mariners. And now that's going to be a 7-0 lead. Josh Naylor, home run number 18. And the Mariners are just an absolute running riot. There is still only 1 out. And can the Mariners keep this up? We'll just have to wait and see what happens. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long. And now it's 7-0. And the Mariners are absolutely on fire. And next is going to be Mitch Garver. And the question is, can he keep this going? Does he have a home run in him to extend this? Mitch Garver's 1-for-1, has already scored in the RBI. He already got the RBI, so might as well keep this going. Why not? And now here is Mitch Garver to the plate. Now the pitch, and that is going to be a strike. Mariners are now number 2 in home runs this season. Now the 0-1, low for a ball, and luckily no one was there because someone would have actually advanced the runner. And it all started with Michael Harris not being able to catch the ball at center field. And that was a Mitch Garver triple. And now we're at Mitch Garver with 1-1. And now the pitch. And now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be fouled. We're at 1-1 so far for the Garvster, or the Garv sauce. Now here is the pitch, and that is going to be low for a ball. And now the pitch. And now here's going to be a liner to center field, and that's going to be a base hit. And Mitch Garver is now 2 for 2. And now it's going to be Victor Robles up to the plate, who, by the way, started this inning. He started this rally. Now the Mariners are on fire to make it 7-0. And that means Wentz is going to be gone. And now it's going to be the bullpen as the manager of the Atlanta Braves. He had just seen enough. Chicago's the greatest city in the world? I don't know about that. I unfortunately have my doubts on that. Can't help it. And we're back from the break, and they brought in another bullpen pitcher in Dodd, or another lefty in Dodd. And now we've got J.P. Crawford up to the plate. This is Dylan Dodd. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball, and that's going to be 1-1. Now we're at 1-1. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Got a new sub up by a touchdown. Go Mariners and Seahawks. Thank you for being here. And I will also be there for the Seahawks game as well. So welcome to the Rooftop Sports. As we're at 1-2 for J.P. Crawford. And now here's the pitch. Low for a ball. That's going to be 2-2. I'm at 2671 subs, 29 away from 2700 as we're at 2-2. And now here is the pitch. Way outside for a ball. That's going to be 3-2 for JP Crawford. As we're at 3-2 for JP. And now here is the pitch. And now here's a liner. Oh, gets off the glove. And now that's the Mariners catch a break once again. And Mitch Garver is going to third base and the throw to third. And he gets there in time. And now we got runners on first and third. And actually got off the hand of Ozzie Albies. And let's hope that he is okay. But the Mariners caught a huge break, which should have been a routine play. Got off the glove. It was a little bounce, but it went off the hand. And Mitch Garver was actually hustling for that to get to third base. I didn't even know he was going to make it. And that did hit his hand. Actually hit his wrist. That actually, those kind of things hurt, especially when it's a, oof. You would expect the exit velocity to be pretty significant, but he's okay, it looks like. And Victor Robles is fouling. Let's hope that the Mariners can keep this up. And now the pitch to Robles. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. And does that get Crawford to second base? It will not. The Mariners have a huge opportunity to really more than break this game open. As we're at 1-2 for Victor Robles. And now the pitch here is a fly ball to right field, but that is not going to be enough to get Mitch Garver home. And that's going to be 2 outs. But yeah, Mitch Garver is going to have to stay there. He doesn't really have much room for it. And now it's going to be Randy Arozarena up to the plate. And let's hope Randy Arozarena can keep this going. And now the pitch. And now here's going to be a liner, and that is going to be a foul ball. As we're at 0-1 for Randy Arozarena. Would really like 2 more runs in here, at least 1. And now the pitch. Way outside for a ball. That's going to be 1-1. Cal Raleigh is on deck. But let's really hope we can get at least 1 more run. I don't think 7-0 is really going to do it. As we're at 1-1 for Randy Arozarena. And now here is the pitch. Now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. That's going to score in Mitch Garver for sure. And that should be scoring in another run, and it does. And now that's going to be a 9-0 lead on a 2-out RBI single by Randy Arozarena. And it is now the Mariners 9 and Atlanta 0. And they are just completely breaking this game open. The Toast was asking, when was the last time we got 6 in an inning? I don't even remember, to be honest with you. I think maybe it was like the Tampa series when the Mariners actually got runs. I think that was only 4 when they did that on that Sunday. Now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 1. And he is definitely going to try to go for that home run because there's 2 outs. So in his mind, it's like, what else does he got to lose, right? As now we're at 0-1 for the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be low for a ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike, and that is 1-2. Cal Raleigh looked like he questioned the call.
If we do see one, we will know it's not real.
And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball.
Dan actually got ejected down in Tampa Bay in front of Lou Piniella. Lou Piniella came to the game.
Now here's the 1-2. Low for a ball.
Somebody from the dugout, they weren't exactly sure who. Everybody was chirping. Then all of a sudden, Dan Wilson's ejected, and Lou Piniella's reaction to it was absolutely priceless.
The flashback. It was only the second career ejection.
Lou Piniella was like, oh, come on, man. And now the pitch. And that's going to be strike 3 called, and that is going to retire the side. But the Mariners really broke this one open as they were just up 1-0, and now they have an 8-run inning. And, oh boy, let's keep this going because clearly we're not done, and we shouldn't be. And we're going into the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Try our hand-breaded chicken tenders, perfectly seasoned and served with a choice of sides, golden fries, fluffy biscuits, homemade mashed potatoes, creamy mac and cheese, fresh side salad, fresh coleslaw, plus enjoy a dipping sauce on the side. Come in and treat yourself to the best comfort food around. Visit us today and satisfy your cravings.
I wouldn't say that we're back yet, RGR 21. It's just one series. Mariners still have to finish this game. There's still 7 innings to go. And knowing how capable the Atlanta offense still is and the talent that they have on the offense, especially with Ronald Acuna Jr., Jerickson Profar, I still say that this is a long ways to go. And I know I sound like a negative Nancy for it, but we have seen this. Mariners have had leads like this, and they've completely blown them before. I don't know. We'll see. I know. I need us to be back as well. The Galstros. He's an Astro fan saying, come on, Braves! Too bad for you. We scored 8 runs against the White Sox last year. The record is 10 in an inning back in 2002. I believe when they scored 10 in an inning, that was when Mike Cameron hit his 4 home run games, and they also had a back-to-back home runs done by Mike Cameron and Brett Boone. Yeah, that was a huge game for the Mariners, but unfortunately after that, Mike Cameron cooled off real badly. Now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that's strike 1 to Ronald Acuna Jr. The bigger question is, do we want Houston or Texans to win today? And now the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Let's look at the standings right now. I'll say let's just end Texas once and for all. Like it's tough, right? Because you either want the division or you just want a wild card spot. Knowing where the Mariners are, I mean, analytically, you want Texas to win. And now the pitch, that's going to be up high for a ball. If the Mariners win today and Houston loses somehow, that will put them at 2.5 games out. And the Mariners will be back at home. And now here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Really fantastic game for Luis Castillo so far. Rays and Guardians, you almost want them to just tie. Royals they're on fire lately. Unfortunately, they've won 3 in a row. Now the pitch. And that's going to be a ball. I still don't know what I want. Yeah, it was Brett Boone, Mike Cameron, Brett Boone, Mike Cameron. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Oh, I see what you mean. Are you French? Is that what it is? And now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. And the other thing is, and yeah, it's not like you almost kind of want Texas to win, sort of. I think because Mariners already owned the tiebreaker against Texas. And maybe that's just me saying crazy things. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Looking at the wild card, they're 1.5 games out. So if Mariners win, that'll just keep it at 1.5. But as long as Kansas City loses, that'll make it 2 games back. I don't know. It's really up to you who you want to cheer for. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Another strikeout for Luis Castillo in this inning. And the strikeouts that he has now 4 strikeouts. Yeah, we should be 12 games back. That's true. But analytically, you want Texas to win. Analytically, you want Texas to win. Because Mariners will have an opportunity to beat them on the road in Houston. Well, yeah, but they stink on the road too. So maybe you want Texas to win. Or you want Houston. You're from Louisiana, Cajun influence. Oh, yeah, there was a large French presence in Louisiana. Louisiana Purchase. And now here's a fly ball to center field, but Julio is going to be there. Makes the catch, and what an easy 1-2-3 inning for La Piedra, Luis Castillo. Yeah, I mean, the Mariners gave Tampa Bay hope, didn't they? And I wonder if any of you are from the Northwest Sports Fanatics. I mean, Toast, have you seen the Northwest Sports Fanatics? Is that where you came from? Because I thought that he's not doing a show today, so that leaves me room to get audience from the vacancy of Northwest Sports Fanatics, so I'll take it. And now have 2672 subscribers right now. And you also want to look at the strength of the schedule, but the Mariners really control their own destiny. They have the 3rd lightest schedule in Major League Baseball. So really, they control their own destiny. The only thing is, I don't think you can really worry about just relying on other teams to win or lose. It's all about the Mariners taking care of themselves, really. Oh, you think I'm better than Northwest Sports Fanatics? Put in the chat on why you think I'm better. Yeah, it's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get to that level of Northwest Sports Fanatics where I'm also relied on as a play-by-play personality for the Seattle Mariners, Seattle Seahawks, other teams out there. I also want to be more consistent for not only the NFL, but also the NBA. I'm looking to do at least one show a week with the NBA live streaming. Brad Adam is now interviewing Dan Wilson. But yeah, let's keep this going. We should not be done. Dan Wilson's in his 2nd season as a Mariners manager, 95 and 81. And now here is Julio Rodriguez, and now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to right field, and that is going to drop in for a base hit. It's going to be an easy double for Julio Rodriguez, and that is his second double of the ball game. His last double was when he got the 3 RBI double. And this is what you like to see, just grinding it through. College basketball, Gonzaga, that's a lot to ask for, man. That's a lot to ask for. I'm sorry. I can't do that. I'm sorry. It's not going to happen, RGR. I'm sorry. And now here's Eugenio Suarez up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. Can't be worse than the NBA. I know. I know. Oh, hey, look. Someone on my fantasy football team is scoring. I got Brown to score against Cincinnati. DK Metcalf caught a 23-yarder. The pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. Let's see. Toast says, I am more humble, more insightful, less yapping, and don't cuss and say the Lord's name in vain. You don't beg for donos and subs. Well, here's the thing, Toast man. I do too. I would like them. That's going to be up high for a ball. I'm sorry. It's just part of my YouTube life. I mean, I am monetized. I know. I mean, I let the computer do it for me, honestly. I just put it on my ticker. I put it on my chat. So there you go, I guess. And now we're at 1 and 2. And now here's the pitch. But if you think about it, I mean, look at like when it's all said and done for people like Urinating Tree, as we got Eugenio Suarez going at 2 and 2. And now here is the pitch. Now here's a liner, and that is fouled. Yeah, you got Tom Grossi and Urinating Tree. I watched them before too, and then they don't really beg for anything, but they have the personality. Not only the personality, but they have the base anyway. So they don't really have to ask for anything at all. I mean, as much as I would like to make this part of a living, and now the pitch, and now here's a fly ball to left field, but that's not going to be deep enough. He makes the catch, and it's Julio Rodriguez running the third base, and the throw to third, not in time, and nice heads-up hustle by Julio Rodriguez. It was gutsy, but he still did it. Yeah, I can't take Lord's name in vain. I just can't do it. I'm Catholic, so I really can't. Otherwise, I owe the big man a confession. And I just went to church this morning. I had to do it virtually because I couldn't go to Mass yesterday because of the Mariners game. Can't go to the Mass today because of the Mariners and the Seahawks. And I can't even go in the evening because I got softball practice. And and now here's a fly ball to center field. And that's going to be caught, and tagging at third should be Julio Rodriguez. And that is going to be a sacrifice fly for Jorge Polanco. And the Mariners now lead it 10-0. So, yeah, I also have a showing for a client for a rental property at 7:30. So I didn't even have time to go to Mass. So I just watched the 30-minute Mass service, literally. So I didn't take the bread. So whatever. Now here's the pitch to Josh Naylor. Now the pitch. And don't worry, the Toast. I'm not the bullhorn guy either, so don't put me in that category with the Mr. Bullhorn at T-Mobile Park. And I know he drives everyone nuts. I heard he even drives his own supporters nuts too. Now the 0-1. Now here's a ground ball right to first base, and that's going to be retiring the side. And we're going to go into the bottom of the 4th inning, and the Mariners score in another run off of a sacrifice fly by Jorge Polanco.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
What's so funny, Toast Man? Oh yeah, we were just talking about Mr. Bullhorn. Yeah, he's something. Here's the thing. I respect him. I love his passion. You cannot question passion. But yeah, I mean, if you're alienating your own base, then I don't know what to say. But I will not question the guy's passion. Gotta give that to him. At least he has the confidence to do that. I wouldn't be able to do that. No, I can't do that. Don't make me do that. I'm pretty sure if I started doing that, I could, and I streamed it on YouTube, I could kiss my YouTube channel goodbye. And yeah, I'm not the guy for politics and religion stuff either, even though I talked about it just a little bit. I just talk about what I do, but that's really it. Commercial break is still on the going. They show the Baseball Zen commercial, and interestingly, on the MLB Network, they've been showing not only that, but they've been showing some Japanese commercials. Looks like the Japanese want to get into that American market. Brad Adam interviewing Braves manager, or Brad Adam, yeah. Now the pitch, and that is going to be a strike. And there's the thing, too, like, I have friends, a lot of friends out there, but I don't really tell them about my YouTube channel that much. I don't feel the need to depend on their subscribing and their engagement, because if I had to depend on my friends to help me, then I'm certainly doing something wrong, and it's not the right business to do it, too. Now, here's the 1-1 count on Jurickson Profar. That's going to be outside for a ball. But about Northwest Sports Fanatics, he's been doing this thing for 10 years, and he's been streaming for pretty much a really long time. So he had the base. He got the COVID audience, too, which I should have tapped into. I got into the YouTube at the tail end of COVID. So kind of missed my opportunity there. Could have gotten some easy fans there. People just on YouTube more than ever, and we all were during COVID. Now the pitch. Now here's a fly ball drilled to right field. Forget about that one. That was just blasted out of there by Jurickson Profar, and now it is a 10-1 Mariners lead. I know it's a 9-run lead, but you still want to keep that. You still want to keep scoring those runs and just not allow Atlanta to give any kind of hope. Plus, there's still 5 innings left, too, so still not time to mess around. And it is 10-1 Atlanta, 10-1 Mariners. And that was just absolutely just crushed out of there. And in terms of home runs, and I hear, oh, a comebacker to Luis Castillo, and that is going to be a fair ball. Still going to be fair, and that's going to be the first base. And let's hope that Castillo is okay. Pretty bad bouncer. And now Dan Wilson's coming out, and probably should start warming up the bullpen. And now you got the trainer out there. In terms of offense, Atlanta is still a mid-tier offense, while the Mariners are 12th in runs scored. And now in pitching, their overall ERA, Mariners are 17th. And when it was last year, Mariners were tied for the best ERA in baseball. You remember just working from home during COVID, just playing video games all day, replying to a few emails so people thought it was working? Yeah. COVID was not a fun time for me. I did not enjoy COVID one bit. Now, if I could, the only regret I have is just not starting my YouTube channel earlier. That's my only regret I have. If I could do it again, I would have started my YouTube channel much sooner. I should have started it in 2020 or 2019 even. I got into it too late. But you know what they say, better late than never. Now they're just trying to see if Luis Castillo can still pitch effectively. But if I were Dan Wilson, let's get that bullpen warmed up. Even despite the fact that Castillo has been very effective today, with the exception of giving up that home run to Jurickson Profar. It looks like he is okay, and he's going to continue to pitch. Man on first base, but think of it as an opportunity for a double play. About less than 2 hours until I have a second show that's going to be my fantasy hockey lottery. I know it's not a very ideal time, but I literally don't have any other time to do it today. I don't want to wait another day, too, because I don't want to do that to my league, because they need to know the order of their drafting. And now here is Albies to pitch, to hit, and that is going to be a strike. In my fantasy hockey league, I have 10 players, and I'm also going to be, of course, I'm going to be expanding the playoff spots. And now the pitch, and that is going to be outside for a ball, 1-1. And now the pitch. And now here's going to be a ground ball foul.
To take away, the concentration on the pain and instead concentrate on the rock.
Yeah, I'm going to expand it to 6 playoff spots. And now the pitch, way outside for a ball. As we're at 2-2. Now we're at 2-2. And that's going to be outside for a ball, 3-2. Looks like Luis Castillo is struggling just a little bit. Now we're at 3-2. And now the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. Could be a double play ball. Go to second and then go to first. And that's going to be in time for the double play. And now we've got 2 outs. They call it the pitcher's best friend, the double play. Now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Did he go? He did not go. That's going to be 1-0. And now the pitch, and that's going to be popped up into left field, but Randy Arozarena is going to be there. And he makes the catch. A slight scare inning for the Mariners. They gave up a home run to Jurickson Profar. Castillo got hit by a comebacker, but they ended it with a double play and an easy fly out. Next up will be Mitch Garver, J.P. Crawford, and Victor Robles. The wristbands, I never noticed that. Not sure. Couldn't tell you.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
Cancer awareness, that's good. Yeah, cancer is really a big thing. Like it actually runs in my family too. And I'm 33 years old and I'm still eating like, I got to get off of it. I mean, I'd like to say my soda consumption has went down, but it's not enough. And also, October is going to be the breast cancer awareness month too. And we are back from the break. Now here's Mitch Garver. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Now we're at 0-2 for Mitch Garver. And now the pitch again. And that's going to be 1-2. It's going to be a foul ball, 1-2. We're at 1-2 for Mitch Garver. And now the 1-2 pitch. And now here's a fly ball, but that's not going to be enough. Going into center field. And he makes the catch, and that is going to be 1 out. Now the pitch to J.P. Crawford. And now here's a ground ball, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. And now we've got J.P. Crawford on first base with a 1-out single. Now here is Victor Robles up to the plate. Now the pitch way inside for a ball. That's going to be ball 1. Now we're at 1-1 for Victor Robles. And now the pitch. Did he go? He did go, and that's going to be 1-2. Now we're at 1-2. Low for a ball. Now we're at 2-2 for Victor Robles. And the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike 3, and that's going to be 2 outs. Now it's going to be back to the top of the lineup for Randy Arozarena. And with this kind of game that the Mariners are having, maybe just have Harry Ford play. And now the pitch. Now we're at 0-1 for Rosarena, the pitch. And now here's going to be a ground ball. This will do it. And yep, that's going to go to second base. And that is going to retire the side. And we go into the next inning. It was an easy, almost an easy 1-2-3. Yeah, it looks like JP Crawford's having a really good game. JP Crawford is 2 for 3. What do we got? Take red Rashiki mushrooms. #1 herb in the world. Great herb for eating cancer cells and reducing tumors. I take it every day for 15 years. No colds, no flus ever since. You know, I will take you up on that. I'm going to save that. I'm going to have that screenshotted. I'm going to look it up myself and see what that's all about. Red reishi mushrooms. Known to get rid of cancer cells, huh? It's all about that self-care, isn't it? Can you buy them in stores? That's the question. Yep, it's definitely Asian stuff. Organic. Yeah, I'll give it a shot. Post Defense Company out of Washington. Allergies are gone. Google Paul Stamets. Watch TED Talk. Turkey Tail cured his 84-year-old mother's breast cancer. Host Defense Company out of Washington. Looks like more of the Asian stores. So you go to Host Defense, huh? Take you up on it. Now we are back from the break. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to JP Crawford. Easy play to throw to first. And that's going to be in time. You know, I would like to try some. Vitamin Shop. Is it maybe the supplement store? And how many do you take per day on those? And now the pitch. And now the pitch. And that is going to be a swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike one. Now we're at 1-1, and now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to second baseman Jorge Polanco, and that's going to be 2 outs. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up into first base. And that's going to be, who's got it? Polanco's got it. And he makes the catch. And that's going to retire the side. It's like Host Defense is something that I use on the internet. Looking it up right now. And how many should you take per day? They say it is 3 to 4 capsules a day gives you great energy, huh? Still on commercial break at the moment. Add it to coffee. Okay. A powder form and add it to coffee. It's good to know. With a month left, you would think that he at least would get to 56. Now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate, and that's going to be a foul ball as we are back from the break. The MVP frontrunners are Cal Raleigh and Aaron Judge, and Cal Raleigh has a really good chance to get that MVP. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-2 for Cal Raleigh. Now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball right to the shortstop. Throw to first, and that's going to be in time. That was Ha-Sung Kim that made the play.
Against the A's to get them back in the postseason for the first time in 21 years. How many guys is all about the postseason, right? Mariners missed it by a game the last couple of years.
Now the pitch to Julio, and that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 0-1 for Julio Rodriguez. And now we're at 0-1, and that's going to be popped up and fouled.
Okay, cool. That's been taken care of. Now let me just go play baseball. I really do think it frees him to be able to have the season that he is.
Now it's going to be 1-2. Now we're at 1-2, the pitch, and he reaches it, and that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch, and that is low for a ball. I actually just texted my best friend about the mushrooms. Now we're at 2-2, the pitch. Foul ball.
switch hitters over the years.
And now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. And now here's the liner to left field, and that is going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 2-2, and now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 3. Yeah, I would like to see him get, well, ultimately we'd like to see him get 60, or better yet, just break Aaron Judge's record. Let's just break Aaron Judge's record. Screw that, but there may not be enough time. There just may not. That's the unfortunate part. Now we're at 2-2 for Julio. Oh, I thought that was a strike 3. My bad. We're at 2-2 right now, as Julio is 2 for 3, so it looks like it was just a foul ball. And Julio is awaiting on 2-2, and now the pitch. Low for a ball, and that's going to be a full count 3-2. And now here's a right to Ha-Seong Kim, and that's going to be 2 outs. Now we're at Suarez. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike 1. And the pitch to Suarez again, low for a ball. They used to have a great video on YouTube for 10 minutes long with Dr. Incredible Benefits. And of course, they took it down, didn't they? And they're, oh, now here's a fly ball belted the deep left field. If that's going to be enough, that is gone. A huge home run for Eugenio Suarez. And the Mariners continue to break it open again. Good vibes only, strikes once again.
All right, guys, good vibes only. Don't forget it. Stop it. Thank you.
That was just absolutely blasted. And now that is Suarez's 44th home run of the season. It's the Mariners 11 and the Atlanta Braves just 1. Absolutely just destroyed. And now I have fears that my YouTube channel might get taken down for this comment. Oh boy. And it looks like they are changing pitchers. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to my cold and flus, like, man, the worst one I ever took, I think Pepto-Bismol wasn't even that good. When I took it, it made it worse. I also believe in. I'm a believer in Eastern-made medicine anyway, too. Tokyo Joe, what's up? Have to see the finally. Yep, Mariners finally showed up to play. So I think we're okay, aren't we? The toast. But man, aren't you? You may have to be called a doctor because you know your stuff, I guess. Now I got to start posting some of my videos because the Mariners just gave me a lot to make YouTube shorts for. And not only that, I am also going to have to, I also have a triple header for the Seahawks, Mariners, and my hockey league. My fantasy hockey lottery is also going to happen. Now here's the pitch to Polanco, and that's going to be a foul ball. It's a good way to start this doubleheader thus far. And I do love the engagement that I do have. I mean, sure, we have some that are all about the money, getting those big donations, but it's also about connecting with the audience. As now we're at 0-2 for Polanco. And now the pitch, way outside for a ball. That's going to be 1-2. Now we're at 1-2 for Polanco. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted to deep left field. Is that going to be enough? And nope, it's not going to be enough. Oh, they make the catch, and that's going to be retiring the side. And we're going to go into the next inning, and the Mariners added another run thanks to a Suarez home run to make it his 44th home run of the season. And now the Mariners lead it 11-1. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
Now my game is buffering. Okay, that's back. And it's buffering again. And now we are back from the break. And now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball. Luis Castillo is back out there on the mounds, but 63 pitches going into the sixth inning. Now the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is Ozuna. Azunia.
Working ahead of hitters today.
That was an impressive hit. Doesn't get much more efficient than that.
Cole Young has now taken over for Jorge Polanco as he's at second base. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. Now we're at 1-2, the pitch, and foul ball. And that's going to be up high for a ball. And the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Another strikeout for Luis Castillo. That is strikeout number 5. And now it's going to be, who else is going to be up to the plate? That's going to be Manny. It's going to be Michael Harris up to the plate. 5 strikeouts. And now the pitch. And that is a strike. Nacho Alvarez is now the hitter. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up into left field foul territory. Is there going to be enough room? And not at all. And now here's Alvarez. And now here is the pitch. Low for a ball. As now we're at 1-2. And now the pitch. Way up high for a ball. And the pitch. Swing and a miss and strike 3. I think that's strikeout number 6 for La Piedra Luis Castillo. He is on fire. That is 6 strikeouts for La Piedra. As we're going into the bottom of the 6th. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Already 2 outs. Looking for another 1-2-3 inning. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up and fouled. And now here's the pitch. Low for a ball. And the pitch. It's going to be a foul ball. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball again. We're at 1-2 for Jurickson Profar, which, by the way, he did hit a solo home run to put the Braves on the board. As now we're at 1-2. Now the pitch. And now here's a liner, and that's going to get right through for a base hit. A 2-out RBI single for Jurickson Profar. He's been pretty much the most effective player today for the Atlanta Braves. They're talking about Harry Ford and his World Baseball Classic success. And that's when he didn't even start. That's when he was in single A Modesto, by the way. Didn't even start in Everett yet until 2023 season. And that's when he was with Cole Young. 21. Still looking for some more playing time to pitch. And that is going to be a ball, 1-0. Now we're at 1-0 for Matt Olson. Would like to end this inning quickly. Now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Now we're at 1-1. Now the pitch. And that's going to be outside for a ball. Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball. Should be easy play. Throw to first. And that's going to be in time. And Suarez gets him out. And that is going to retire the side. Maybe might see Harry Ford, but now I got to go to the bathroom.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
I think they should put him in. Hopefully Dan isn't scared because there's no more catchers on the bench if something happened. Yeah. Yeah, just take Mitch Garver's spot. Now here's the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball. Melvin Polanco. Now here is the pitch. That's going to be a... Now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball. Now here's the pitch to Luke Raley, and he pinch hits, and now that's going to be a play. And now he bobbles the ball, and that's going to be an infield single for Luke Raley. And Luke Raley's taking over for Josh Naylor. Now the pitch to Garver, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And again, that should be Harry Ford. Because the game is pretty much out of reach at this point for Atlanta unless something drastic really happens. But I would like to see Harry Ford get some more opportunities. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball, 2-0. At least have him pinch run.
Interesting that Dan Wilson would really come in there, lefty on lefty. Does it really-
Now it's 2-0, and now the pitch. It's going to be right in there for a strike.
He might need him, you know, if they knock down. Give him a little bit more flexibility.
Now we're at 2-1. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball.
We've never had one. The closest that it's come is the camera would get right below us. I'm waiting. I'm hoping, I'm waiting for that moment. And if nobody has any confidence in me, they think that I'll just break my nose, which is likely. Or a monitor. I'm waiting, but it hasn't happened.
Now we're at 2-2 for the Garv sauce. And now the pitch. Low for a ball, and that is 3-2. Now we're at 3-2, and now the pitch. Now here's a liner. That's going to be right to Ha-Sung Kim. Throw to second and the throw to first, and a very slick double play by Ha-Sung Kim. And now that's going to be 2 outs at a blink of an eye. That was a real quick one. That was a very nice defensive play by Ha-Sung Kim. He had a gold glove a couple years ago in his 2023 season. And now here is Leo Rivas, who is now also taken over for He's taken over for JP Crawford, as this game is pretty much out of reach, which is why they're pretty much emptying the bench. I wonder if Harry Ford's just going to take over for Cal Raleigh, but I want to see Harry Ford get some reps as a catcher. And now the pitch, way outside for a ball. Now we're at 1-1, and now the pitch, way outside for a ball. Now we're at 2-1, and now the pitch, way inside for a ball. That's going to be 3-1. And the pitch. And that is ball 4, take your base. And now Leo Rivas will get there for a walk. And that's going to be a foul ball, and that's Victor Robles up to the plate.
So next time that happens, he'll be ready. What we've happened before too, Brandon, is Cal Raleigh will usually step into some guys.
Victor Robles, 1 for 3 with a single, and he scored. And a pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball belted to deep right field. Is that going to be enough? Nope, that's going to be making the catch. And that's going to retire the side as the Mariners don't score this time. And we're going to go into the bottom of the 7th inning. It's time to take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Me some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back, so let's root for the Mariners. If they don't win, it's a shame. It would be a shame because the Mariners are up 11-1. And put Harry Ford in. 4, it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Hello, hello, oh no, sad, we gotta go. Yeah. Hello, hello, oh, sad, we gotta go. A fine little girl, she's waiting for me. That's Louie Louie for you. And we are back from the break. And now it's going to be Castillo, left-hander. Another Luis Castillo? Luis F. Castillo, and then there's another Luis Castillo. That's the third Castillo in this Mariners organization. Still have a couple more innings to go, though. Yeah, I guess so. And switched his arm, too. Trying to pull a Jurangelo Saintia. Oh, excuse me. It's Jose Castillo. So he changed his name, too. Mariners are going to lose all week, calling it now. All next week at home in T-Mobile Park? That's what you think. And now my video is starting to glitch a little bit. And now here's Albies up to the plate. And now here's the pitch. And that's going to be popped up into center field. And who's got it? And Robles makes the catch. So you think the collapse is on, don't you? Yeah, Victor Robles finally communicated at the very end. And now here is the pitch. And that is a strike. Victor Robles finally communicated at the very end.
Think about, the most successful Mariners team ever for about the 2001 season.
And now the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to center field, and Julio's going to be there, and he makes the catch, and that's going to be 2 outs.
This team is better, but when you look at this lineup they do, and again, that 2001 season, they were really good at winning ball games. The potential of
And now we got Ha-Seong Kim up to the plate. Now the pitch, and that's going to be low for a ball.
The early portion of today's game, just how much power there is for these Mariners.
Now we're at 1-0. The pitch, and that's going to be outside for a ball. And the pitch, outside for a ball.
talking about, it was off the back of Colin Oliver. Pinch hit home run that
Now the 3-0 count, and now here's the pitch to Kim. And that is a strike, and Kim seemed to be surprised. He thought that was going to be ball 4, and even the ABS system thought it should have been ball 4. And I thought it should have been ball 4 as well, but I'll take it. And a swing and a miss, strike 2. Here's a ground ball. That's going to get right through for a base hit. That's going to score a Mitch Garver for sure. That's going to be scoring in another run, and it does. And now that's going to be a 9-0 lead on a 3-2. And ball 4, take your base. That one was obvious. Now we got Michael Harris up to the plate. And the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. Oh, now here's a fly ball. Belt was awaiting on 2-2, and now the pitch low for a ball, and that's going to be full count 3-2. Now we're at 0-2 for Harris the second, and the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. As now we're at 0-2. We're at 0-2. And now the pitch. Check swing. Did he go? He did not go. It's going to be 1-2. Oh, now here's a fly ball. And now we're at 1-2. The pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now we're at 1-2. And the pitch. Now here's a ground ball. That should be easy play. Throw to first. And that is in time. And that is going to retire the side going to the top of the 8th inning.
To the greatest city in the world, because it's Chicago,
Mariners at a plus 113. Mariners will win 5 of 7 from Angels and Cardinals. Let's hope so. And Tyler, you look like a new one. Nice to meet you.
Try our delicious burgers today. Satisfy your cravings with our mouth-watering burgers. Double cheeseburger with classic double beef patties with melted cheese, lettuce, tomatoes, onion and house sauce, a fresh, flavorful delight. Double bacon cheeseburger, crispy bacon, fried onions, barbecue sauce, and double cheese. Double guacamole bacon burger, double cheese, crispy bacon, guacamole, lettuce, tomatoes, onions, and our special house sauce. Pair any burger with fries with an ice-cold drink for the perfect meal. Come down and taste the difference. You can only find these burgers at our Snoqualmie Mexican food truck.
And we are back from the break. And now we got Roldy Munoz up on the mound, just his third game of the season. And the pitch to Rosarena, that's going to be inside for a ball. And I really hope that Cal Raleigh gets the bench. Just give him some rest and let Harry Ford get some opportunities. And now the pitch to Rosarena inside, and that hit him. Is Munoz even a regular pitcher? I think they're using position players now. Munoz is a relief pitcher, but he hit him. Yeah, it was right off the elbow guard, but luckily he's okay. He has 26 hit by the pitches. And now we got Cal Raleigh, and that's going to be in there for a strike. And again, they really should be playing Harry Ford right now. I'm really confused why they're not even giving him a shot. I'm very confused. And now the pitch, and that's going to be in there for a strike. Now we're at 0-2. So we're at 0-2 for Eugenio Suarez, and now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. And that's going to be low for a ball. Cal Raleigh was a third-round pick in 2018, and safe to say that that was a steal pick. And now we're at 1-2 for Cal Raleigh and the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. Now 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's going to be 1 out. Still got 30 minutes left until or about 45 minutes left until I got to do my fantasy hockey lottery. Now we're at Dom Canzone, who is pinch hitting. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that is going to be strike one. Dom Canzone is taking over for Julio Rodriguez, as he's already done his job, 2 for 4. And now we're at 0-1. Now the pitch, and he reaches it, and that's going to be a foul ball. Yeah, I'm really confused why Harry Ford is not playing. Like, I'm really, really confused. Like, let Cal Raleigh get some rest until tomorrow at least. And now we're at 0-2. And now the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is strike 3. Deep down, you must wonder how Harry Ford is really feeling. He must be frustrated that he's not even getting playing time. They called him up, went out of their way to call him up, and now he's not even getting playing time. And now here's Suarez, and that's going to be low for a ball.
Talking about Gino and Josh Miller and we're in how many times now in the same game there. I don't think they expected that. You know, they hoped Gino would hit home run. They hoped Josh Taylor would hit home run. I don't know they expected what they've been able to get so far.
A couple of big deadline pickups towards the end. For Gino Suarez, former Richmond, 22-23.
Now we're at 2-0. And now the pitch. Low for a ball. That's going to be 3-0. And the pitch. Low for a ball. Ball 4. And I wonder if Harry Ford can get an opportunity in this inning. Next up, I believe, who is it going to be? It's going to be Cole Young. I don't think he'll get an opportunity, but at least take the bat away from Mitch Garver. Let Harry Ford catch. And here's Cole Young up to the plate. Got 2 men on with 2 outs, but still got an opportunity to score. And the pitch. And that is going to be a strike. As we're at 1-2 or 0-1. Still no out. Oh, 2 outs. And now the pitch. And that's going to be right in there for a strike. And that's going to be 0-2. Now we're at 0-2. Now the pitch. And now here's going to be a ground ball. And this will do it for this inning. Throw to first. And that's going to be in time. And that's going to be retiring the side. We're at bottom of the 8th. And
Now sizzling at Apollo Mediterranean Greek Food, come enjoy our flat-top grilled Greek chicken and beef, Slovaki tender, juicy and bursting with Mediterranean flavor, served with savory yellow rice, fresh daily cut veggies for our crisp salads, homemade hummus, plus warm pita, and our signature tzatziki, perfect for a fresh filling meal made with care. Cold beer available. Order now at ApolloGreekFood.com. Come visit us for a delicious meal and a cold beer. We'd love to serve you.
Still on commercial break at the moment. And we are back from the break, and we are going into the bottom of the 8th inning, as if this game really does feel like it's out of reach. But again, you just never know, knowing how much Mariners have collapsed before. They're trying to win their series, win their first series on the road since before the All-Star break. And now we got Harry Ford finally catching. It's going to be against Emerson Hancock. He's the pitcher, and Jake Fraley, the former Mariner. What a connection right there. And that's going to be a ball. Canzone at right field, Robles at center field, and Harry Ford as the catcher, as he will be making his catcher appearance. Now here's going to be a ball. Finally, he's going to get some work in. So weird seeing Emerson Hancock out of the pen. It is, but it was only a matter of time, it did seem. And his velocity goes up really well when he is going out of the bullpen. It was topping out at around 99 to 100. So Emerson Hancock clearly has the arm. He seemed to be more of the bullpen pitcher anyway. So we'll see how he does for the rest of the season. A 2-1. Now here's a liner to left field, and that is going to be a base hit. And now we've got a runner on first base with nobody out. It's just too bad. Now here's Azuña. After this, still got a whole inning to go. They're having pitch comm issues, huh? And now we got Azuña up to the plate. And now the pitch. Outside for a ball. That was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So Emerson Hancock seems to have improved velocity when he's out of the pen, but he's got to stop giving up so many hits. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. 96-mile-an-hour fastball. Now we're at 1-1. And now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball to center field, but Robles should be there. Makes the catch, and that's going to be 1 out. Got 14 viewers, and I know I don't ask about it too much, but donate to that channel to help support the channel. Now the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. Is now we're at 0-1. And now here's going to be a fly ball to left field, and that is going to be dropping in for a base hit. And I wonder why no one was really running for that. And now that's going to be runners on first and second, runner in scoring position for the first time today for the Braves. And it happens in the bottom of the 8th inning. Yeah, Randy was just caught by surprise, but he didn't really run for it. I don't know if he really could have, though, anyway. But he was still just jogging along. And now a double play would really be nice. Now here's Jurickson Profar, now the pitch. And that is low for a ball. Now we're at 1-0, the pitch. Now here's a ground ball foul. Now we're at 1-1, and the pitch. Now here's a liner to right field, and that's going to be... Oh, it drops the ball. Canzone drops the ball, and now the play to second, and he's actually going to be out. But Dom Canzone embarrassingly didn't make the catch. He did get the out at second base, but that should have been an easy 2 outs there. Now you have a runner on third base in scoring position. Took his eye off the ball right there. And now we're at White up to the plate. Looks like he is pinch hitting, as Atlanta is pretty much just starting to clear their bench. Harry Ford should be up real soon. And now here is the pitch. And that is low for a ball. Eli White is the guy. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. Way low for a ball. And that's going to be 2-0. And the pitch. And swing and a miss. And now the pitch. Now here's going to be a ground ball, and that should be easy play. Go to first in time, and that will retire the side. A little bit of a scare inning.
Since 2022, I have been building the Rooftop Sports YouTube channel, and I want to thank all of you for your support and engagement. Without all of you, there is no Rooftop Sports. Now, if you would like to take your support to the next level, join my exclusive YouTube membership program for just $5 a month. Get first access to new videos, ad-free content, and exclusive insights from my fantasy sports, as I do play many fantasy sports leagues. Plus, follow along with my softball seasons like never before. You also get access to my own emojis to use to comment on my videos and my live streaming shows. For just $5 per month, become a bigger part of my community and get ready for unparalleled sports experience. Let's do this.
Ugh. This game is getting close to its end as we got one more full inning. Ow. Stretching my arms out is what I'm doing. Now it's going to be, we're back from the break. And now we got Luke Raley up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that's a fly ball to center field. And that's dropped in for a base hit. We got Luke Raley on the first base. And now it's going to be up to Harry Ford. Would like to see a really big hit out of him, which would be really cool to see. It's going to be his third plate appearance. Harry Ford's family is out there. Now the pitch, way outside for a ball. Now the 1-0, way inside for a ball. So we're at 2-0 for Harry Ford. Now that, oh, inside, and that hits him. And now he go into first base, and let's hope that Harry Ford's okay. Looks like he is, and that will be his first appearance. First getting on base. First time getting on base. Now it's going to be runners on first and second with nobody out. Hits him on the elbow pad. Luckily, that was just the elbow pad. And good thing he's okay. And now the pitch to Rivas. And that is a strike. And now the pitch. And that's going to be up high for a ball. And now the pitch, way up high for a ball. And the pitch, and swing and a miss.
Rangers, further into the background.
And now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch, and swing and a miss.
They've got something to decide in that series.
And now we got the pitch to Robles. And that is low for a ball. And by the way, there is one out. Now we're at 1-0. And now the pitch. Inside for a ball. And that's going to be a 2-0 count on Victor Robles. Now we're at 2-0 for Robles. And the pitch. And now here's going to be a ground ball. And that is going to be bouncing off the glove. And that's going to be no play. And that's going to be the bases loaded. It's going to be up to Randy Arozarena to see if he can extend this lead, give the Mariners much more needed insurance. I know it's 11-1, but again, you just never know. And now here's Randy Arozarena up to the plate. And now the pitch. way outside for a ball that gets away, and the throw to the plate, and it is going to be not in time. They were not able to catch it and get it to Luke Raley on time, and now the Mariners have made it a 12-1 lead. And they are just breaking this game even more wide open than it already is. And now that's going to be runners on second and third. Now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike one. Now we're at 1-1 for Randy Rosarena. And now the pitch. And that's going to be in there for a strike. And that is going to be 1-2. Now we're at 1-2 for Randy. And the pitch. And now here's going to be a blooper. And that is going to drop in for a base hit. More runs will score. It's going to be Harry Ford running. First time scoring. And now it's going to be runners on first and third. And that's going to be a 13-1 ball game on a huge RBI single for Randy Rosarena. Congratulations to Harry Ford as he has scored. Mariners are still putting it in there. Not really in love with taking home on the passed ball, but oh well. Well, why not? And now here's Cal Raleigh up to the plate. Now the pitch. And that is going to be low for a ball. And you know that he's going to go for home run number 53. That is for sure. And now we're at 1-0 for the big dumper. And the pitch. Way outside for a ball. We're at 2-0 for Cal Raleigh. He has a really good chance to really hit it out of there. And now the pitch. And swing and a miss. And that is going to be strike one. He's really trying. But Munoz is trying to stay away from the strike zone to not give him anything. The 2-1. And now here's a fly ball belted to deep center field. Is that going to be enough? And that is gone. That is a 3-run home run for the big dumper, Cal Raleigh. And that is now home run number 53. He is now one home run away from tying the major league record for home runs as a switch hitter. And that belongs to Yankee legend Mickey Mantle. And he is just getting closer and closer. And it is now the Mariners 16 and the Atlanta Braves 1. Huge home run by Cal Raleigh, and you knew that he was going to go for it, and he does it. Yeah, that was just absolutely nuked out of there to make it home run number 53. And he knew it. He is one away. They said it, one home run away from Mickey Mantle of 54 home runs, and it sure looks like he's going to get it. Also, he's just 3 home runs away from tying Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs in Mariners history in a single season. And looks like they have seen enough from the bullpen. Getting close to 3 hours into the show. And also after this, I'm going to be jumping on to another show to do my fantasy hockey lottery. And then right after that, we'll be going straight into the Seahawks.
Taco lovers, this one's for you. Come enjoy Tacos Autenticos at Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, packed with flavor, made with love, and always fresh. Try our carne asada, al pastor con piña, and more. Topped with cebolla, cilantro, y a squeeze of lime. Pair it with a cold drink and relax at our outdoor seating. Perfecto para disfrutar. Find us at the Snoqualmie Mexican food truck, open daily. Ven con hambre, sal fies.
It is now 54, getting close to 54 home runs for Cal Raleigh. And Canzone, they just missed it, and he just got a single. Now we're back to the top of that lineup, and now it's Eugenio Suarez up to the plate. Mariners are just running up the score as much as they possibly can, and now the pitch to Suarez, and now that's going to be a strike, and looks like they're just putting in their field position players to be on the mound. And this is going to be, this could be another long inning. This is Vidal Berjan. He is a third baseman, and they're having him pitch, and now the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted the deep left field, and that is gone. That was just absolutely destroyed by Eugenio Suarez, and that is home run number 45 for the season. And the Mariners continue to break it much more wide open to make it 18-1.
All right, guys, goodbyes only. Don't forget it. Stop it. Thank you.
How many home runs do the Mariners have in them? And Gino just absolutely destroyed that. That was just absolutely beautiful to watch. And let's keep this going. Yeah, that was Bergeron, and Suarez just absolutely tanked it. Now let's see if we can get... Who's next up to the plate? Now we got Cole Young, and that's going to be right over to second base and the throw to first in time. And next up is going to be Luke Raley. And Harry Ford's on deck. Would like to see Luke Raley get it. Not only get him on base, but let's also get Harry Ford a shot. See if he can get his first home run as a major leaguer. And now here is Luke Raley up to the plate. And now here is the pitch. And that's going to be a fly ball to left field, but that's nothing going to be doing. And he's going to make the catch, and that's going to retire the side. And we go into the bottom of the ninth inning, last try for the Atlanta Braves. They have a 17-run deficit on them. But Mariners have still got to hold on. Still a baseball game. Senor, tell me how you make a thin crust Sahara pizza.
With your hands. Cornmeal.
Hello, baseball fans. I'm excited to announce that we are still offering 50% off pizza and 25% off bowling Monday and Tuesdays. Head on over to Snoqualmie Sahara Pizza. This deal will go through May.
And that's how you make a Sahara pizza. Beautiful thing.
All right, if the Braves come back and win in the bottom of the ninth, people send in $1,000. Who are you rooting for? The Seattle Mariners. Yeah, that would be a really guilty $1,000 to get, but no. The record is 22 runs in the game, 1999 against the Tigers, and I think Ken Griffey Jr. hit the grand slam home run. That was a 7-run Ninth inning. Oh my gosh. Can't believe what I just saw. Luke Jackson is back on the mound. Now here's going to be a ground ball, and it gets through Luke Raley. And now that we got a runner on first base with nobody out, and that should be considered an error. Yeah, should have been an easy play, and Luke Raley could not believe it. And now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. So they did give it an error. And now the pitch, and that's going to be in the up high for a ball. And now it's 1-1, and now the pitch way outside for a ball. Now we're at 2-1, and now the pitch, and that's going to be a ground ball foul. And now the 2-2. And that's going to be inside for a ball, 3-2. And it looks like this game really just doesn't want to die quite yet. But I would like it to. And now we're at 3-2, the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball. And now we're at 3-2, the pitch, and that is inside for a ball. Now here's the pitch, and that's going to be a strike. Now we're at 0-1, and the pitch. And now here's a fly ball belted to deep left field, but not enough. And Victor Robles is going to be there to make the catch, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. But runners do run. At least a man on second base run. So now we got a runner in scoring position. Mariners have hit 5+ home runs in a game for back-to-back for the second time in history. May 20th and May 21st was in 1994 was the last time they did so. The pitch. And that is outside for a ball. Couple of games, last couple of games make our run differential look much better. Yes, it does. And now the pitch, and that's going to be a foul ball. And 3, I was about 2 years old in 94. And now the pitch. And that's going to be popped up into left field. And here's Randy Arozarena. And he makes the catch and tagging at third. And Atlanta is going to get another run in there. It's going to be 18-2. So the game is technically not over. So I guess the magic number to get me $1,000 is going to be, magic number is now 17. No pressure, Atlanta. But we have 2 outs. And now we got Jake Fraley, the former Mariner, up to the plate. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, and that's going to be strike one. As this game, you might as well say that it has pretty much getting to its conclusion. After this, within the next 10 minutes, I'll be jumping on to do my fantasy hockey lottery video. And now the pitch. And that's going to be a foul ball, and that is going to be strike two, and they are down to that final strike. 0-2 for Jake Fraley. And now here's the 0-2 pitch. And check swing, did he go? He did not go. Hope the Seahawks win 18-2, so that means San Francisco scored on a safety. And Toast, you better be there. Hope you do. As we're at 1-2 for Jake Fraley, final strike. And now here is the pitch. And that is going to be low for a ball. This game doesn't want to quite end just quite yet. Everyone's saying not quite. It's been a good game. Great game for the Mariners. Now we're at 2-2. And now the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three, and the ball game is over. And finally, the Mariners take 2 of 3 from this road trip against the Atlanta Braves. And it's just a matter of time of seeing what the other teams do. And I want to take a look at that scoreboard real quickly before I go. Let's look at it. And I would say I don't know. All right, let's see what we're at. Yankees are beating the Blue Jays, so that's not going to help for the wild card case. Royals are losing, so that's going to help. So let's keep it going. And no Josh, so I am going to have to take off. I'm going to do my fantasy hockey lottery. So if you want to be there, you are welcome to be there for the hockey lottery. But I'm going to take off. It's time for me to go. And I will also see you at around 1 o'clock for the Seahawks game. Thank you very much for being here. And everyone, have a good day and